We'll get starting here. All right, we're here on a Friday night hangout, shoot the breeze, interact with you on the internet. We got a small panel tonight, folks, but it should be pretty good. We're going to do a little bit different stuff from the previous weeks. But let's start off with what we're drinking tonight, and then maybe we can... Actually, this is going to be what we're drinking expanded. Ooh. But coming from us from Dartmouth is Dan. Dan, what are you drinking tonight, sir?
Well, my first round is a Boxing Rock brew. I haven't seen this one before, but I'm sure you have. It's the Wild Axe. I don't know if it's up there. The Wild Axe Bohemian Pilsner.
Oh yeah, look at that.
So it's a 5.7% alcohol percentage. Very simple ingredients listed on it. I would say it's just a very nice, light, really easygoing beer. I find most of the Boxing Rocks that I get have a much heartier sensation to it, where this is just, evaporating. Like,
yeah.
It's not just because of the weather here. It's actually going on really fast.
And for those who are watching us here in the Halifax region, we've been blessed with today, like 20 degrees Celsius weather today. It was like glorious.
Crazy.
I was out back drinking beer since 3 o'clock this afternoon with my Dutch oven, making up some food, drinking beers. That's what I was doing today. Mike, what are you drinking tonight, sir?
I dropped down.
I was going to say Mike from Newfoundland. Go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
Sorry. I'm drinking my homebrew again tonight. It's a Pilsner, 5.9%, dry hopped with Citra. It's my best brew yet.
Liking it, man.
I'm really liking it.
You know, we tried, we went to Stillwell, the beer bar in Halifax, and it was another smash. They did have Citra. I forget what it was. Maybe it was a lager. I can't remember. But we were just talking about, actually we're talking about your homebrew, how we had the Citra. The Citra is a very particular taste to it. Very addictive. So
does it keep the mosquitoes away too, or is that citronella?
No, citronella.
We won't see mosquitoes for another couple of months yet.
A couple of weeks with this weather.
That's right, yeah.
Oh man, I'm drinking from Garrison Hoppy Buoy, the American APA, 6.5%. So comes in the big bombers and I believe in the 6-packs. Pretty good stuff. Nice kind of grapefruit kind of taste in terms of the hops. Anyway, boys, I think you're like me. You were playing Purple Rain on repeat today.
That blew my mind. Last night I went to the Globetrotters game, which, by the way, fantastic. Took the kids there because I think every parent should take their kids to see the Globetrotters at least once in their lifetime because it's a really good family event. Yeah. During one of their sort of like little comedic hijink bits, they brought a whole bunch of kids onto the court to start doing a little bit of a dance just to have audience participation. And they said, yeah, in sort of commemoration of the passing of a legend, we're going to play 1999 for Prince. I'm like, what? And then what? My wife turns to me and says, yeah, didn't you hear Prince died? I'm like, what? That makes no sense. He's like 40, 50, what?
Yeah, 57.
Died. And like, what's with all the big people like David Bowie, Prince? I mean, like, there's all these iconic musicians that are passing away on us.
They're all dropping like flies. But Prince, there's some stuff on TMZ. You're kind of reading that it's kind of like Percocet, like OD'd on, or addicted on painkillers for the last few years, and all this stuff. Kind of like China from WWE. She died the day before, right? Now not the quite. Let's just say the tributes for her didn't quite last quite as long as Prince, but she was addicted. She had a lot of substance abuse and stuff like that. But it's like, what is this trend now with these young, I say in their 50s, 40s, and I'm just seeing on Twitter here, the wife of Patton Oswalt dies at 46.
What?
Just now, Michelle McNamara, crime writer and wife of comedian Patton Oswalt.
Yeah.
Home at age 46.
Wow.
Dying in her sleep. But, yeah, I mean, what the hell's going on?
This is a really bad year for celebrities so far.
Holy moly.
Yeah, that one's news to me. Jeez.
No,
I love Patton Oswalt, and I know of McNamara. So that's quite the shocker for that.
Yeah, I just got the Twitter feed right here going through, and it was just coming just a few minutes ago, so it's crazy. But is it me that there was more people, the Prince tributes or the more deeper posts were for Prince rather than David Bowie? I don't know if it's because of the age group that most of the people are. Like, they're around our age group where we would have been, like, in our teens, early teens, when Prince broke through with his 1999 or Purple Rain, because I didn't really feel the same thing when David Bowie, like...
I think it's a bit of, like you said there, I think it's a generational thing where we're dealing with the more modern, like Prince speaks to a younger generation, the power generation, if you want to go that realm. And also the fact that, let's be honest, Bowie was up there in years. It's sort of that, not as shocking per se, where someone who's 57, and then let's be honest, 57 is still pretty young to just kind of to drop off like that. So that's probably what I'm thinking. Also, I mean, if you also listen to the radio, you still hear a lot of Prince on the radio, and direct Prince influences in what he does.
Yeah.
He wrote a lot of stuff for other people that you're only now finding out, really, reading all the stories.
Sorry.
Just before the show, I was looking on CBC, I believe, and they were showing the purple lights at Niagara Falls and the tower, CN Tower, and it's done up in purple for the Queen's 90th birthday. A lot of people mistook it for a tribute to Prince, and it was raining in Toronto, and they got pictures of it, so it's a purple rain. I think it's a lot more fitting for him than for the Queen.
I think there's a painting of Dorian Gray here going on. She's 90, and yet people around her are dying. I think she's absorbing, like a Highlander.
There can only be one.
There can only be one.
Or 16 something. It's like 7. That was a great year. It was fighting.
She's powered by corgis anyway. She's a vampire of corgis. Going back to the Prince, though, I was watching the YouTubes, and I don't know if you ever follow or subscribe to the Vox channel. They have a lot of really good, informative news journalism videos, and they talked about 11 songs that you did not realize were directly created a result of Prince, like collaborations between Prince and other artists in the background. So he may have gone under a pseudonym, but he still sort of wrote or co-produced the song. And there's so many of them that you're like, wow, okay. Like going back to like Sheena E. and all these other artists that you know back from the 80s and 90s.
Well, they were saying that his back catalog, which is like thousands of songs, is worth maybe north of $300 million. At the end of the day, like, I mean, this is very proficient. I was going through his discography on Wikipedia last night, trying to figure out when I kind of tuned out of Prince, and it was around the album after the Batman soundtrack, which was like, I think Kiss, or before the Symbol, before he went to the Symbol. And so I really haven't been following him for the last 20 years. I knew he kept doing stuff, and the missus reminded me that her and the girls went to see Prince when he came to Halifax a couple of years ago. It's like, you went to see Prince? And she's like, yeah. It was like one of the biggest nights with me and the girls. It's like, I don't remember that. Did we have the girl? Did we have the baby? Like, I don't remember this. But yeah, 2000, just like 4 years ago, really. So it was like, don't remember. I just don't remember that stuff. But I mean, his discography was like, 1 a year or 2 a year. It was just ridiculous pace.
Yeah, he had a lot of hits.
But I make sure now. The funny part is like like everybody, somebody dies. Oh, I'm gonna go on Spotify or I go on my online streaming and buy the music and listen to it. You know what? Prince, you can only find it on Tidal. He pulled everything off of the other streaming and he just wanted to do Tidal. And it's like, you know what, Prince? I'm gonna have to get this illegally. Got a torrent, and I got 1999 and Purple Rain, and that's it. Sorry, buddy.
But yeah, for those, I don't know if you want to put that in the suggestions portion, but just go Vox, VOX, Vox Media, which does fantastic journalism. Like, I guess it's more into to the younger generations, sort of that sort of feel and energy to the way that they present their topics, and they cover a lot of in-depth stuff from just pop culture to ISIS to the financial crisis, and it's really good, well-produced videos that show up on YouTube almost daily.
Yeah.
So.
And Vox owns The Verge, I believe.
Yep.
Tech website and a few other things, so it's kind of like that kind of long form stuff, so it's definitely worthwhile. Vulture.com is another good one too. So. Mm-hmm. But let's talk about what's going on in Mike's neck of the woods in Newfoundland. It's budget day, like as it was in Nova Scotia, but Newfoundland, I believe the joke was, everybody's bending over to tie their shoelaces in Newfoundland after the budget. Yeah. Because of the getting it from behind joke. If this was a visual, it is visual. I can't put up the picture, but if you're listening to podcasts, Newfoundlanders got reamed in this budget. Mike, give us some of the highlights of your future pain.
I had to jot them down.
Did they give you the mustard pickle?
They're coming back. GST went from 13 to 15%.
Mm-hmm. PI too did that last week. Yeah.
There's a gas tax coming in. I believe it's June 1st. 16.5 cents per liter.
Ouch.
What's it currently, or is there none at this time?
Yeah. What's your gas?
I think it's 8.5 or something. I'm not sure. Whatever it is at the pump, it's written on the pump. But
what are you feeling right now at the pump? It's like 101 here.
$1.06 at most of the stations.
So basically, you're looking like an extra 8 cents tacked on.
Wow.
No, it's going to be another 16.5 on top of that.
16
cents. Plus 16. I think you meant just 16. Oh, jeez.
Holy ouch.
15% tax on insurance, car insurance, which they didn't have before. A 15% tax on books, which is the only province in Canada to have.
Wow.
There's a deficit levy tax.
Yeah.
What?
If you make over $20,000, you pay $300. I think the next step is $30,000 or something, and you pay a little. It goes for anywhere from $300 to $900 levy tax.
Wow, and someone that's a salary of $20,000, that's pretty
cool.
biting.
Yeah. So the top salary level is $200,000. They'll pay $900. Like if you make $1 million or if you're a multi-millionaire, you still pay $900. But the little guy is paying $300.
That's insane.
It's crazy. Salmon license, trout license, all hunting licenses are going up $4 or $5 a license. Cigarettes, a penny a smoke. Wow. Right? I mean,
wow.
I like beer. I don't have to have it. So if they put up like a case of beer, an extra $3 or $4, that would bring in a lot of income really quick. No, but you don't have to have those, right? But I mean, tax on books, and they had a home heating rebate for seniors. That's gone. So the seniors are going to be really hard.
Well, I'm looking at the motor registration, and like it's all going up by
$40.
Quite a bit. And then if it's not up by a specific amount, it's another like 12.5%. Like that's a big jump.
Yeah, income taxes all went up by about 1%, 1.5% for each bracket. That's in addition to their levy tax of 300 to 900.
Wow.
Yeah. Now the levy tax is a temporary one.
Yeah.
But
Temporary.
income tax was temporary, 100 years ago?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Mike, in Nova Scotia, they're getting ready for elections. So our budget this week was very nice, little flowers and rainbows and tippy toes through, and basically, everything's good. I mean, sure, 6 months ago we had $150 million deficit, but guess what? Boom, 17 million surplus. Hey. It's all good. We're doing a good job, folks.
Yeah. We were like that a while ago.
That ferry is pulling in a ton of money, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's you almost used to it now. It's like government comes in, oh my god, it was way worse than they ever expected. And then they do a few, they got to do a few decisions, whatever. It's really tough. But then once you get to year 3, it's like, election mode. Let's make sure we're on everybody's good foot. So.
Jim, do you have a picture of the Friday night hangout beer rations?
Yeah. Hang on. Let me bring it up here. Mike was kind enough to send me some memes from.
Did you just call it a mem?
Yeah, mem.
Or a meme. Meme.
Oh, meme.
Meme.
Oh, boy.
Meme.
Oh God.
Tab or squanch?
I call them internet pictures.
Guys. They're guys.
Yeah. Does Newfoundland itself have a condo fee? I guess is the question.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, that's a brilliant idea for with your mountain bike and the little light at the end. But I love this one, the Newfoundland survival package. Vienna sausage, wieners,
jams,
jam, cookies.
Oh, a tin of carnation can go a long way. I mean, yeah.
And a can of gravy and meatballs.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So I guess like pogos would be splurging.
Oh yeah, you can't get them now.
Was there another one, Mike? I can't remember here.
Yeah, the Hangout one. My wife did it up today.
Oh yeah. Here we go. Mike has to ration his beer now, his Citra beer.
That's my Friday night hangout next week.
And it was the other one. There you go. Squeezing a turnip here, so.
Can't get the blood out of the turnip.
Good stuff.
You gotta laugh at it though.
That being said, though, go back to that picture.
Oh, which one?
The last one, the turnip.
The turnip?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna have to geek out there for a second.
Oh, yeah, you saw the mug, didn't you?
Yeah, the mug had Mega Man on it, or a lumberjack Mega Man, like hipster Mega Man or something. Actually, speaking of, sorry?
No, go ahead.
Okay, speaking of hipsters Mega Man, any word about how that axe throwing bar's doing?
Oh, yeah.
It's funny. Somebody was asking me the other day. It's like, oh, hey, I got some passes to go to this axe throwing bar. You want to come? It's like, yeah. Let me know when you want me to drop by. And now maybe that is why Krista and Lori haven't been in the Hangouts. They've been either going to this axe throwing place or,
Well, I haven't seen any picture of her with like button-up fleece shirts or having a wallet that's attached to her belt loop through a chain. So I haven't seen anything like that yet. Yeah. Or she's not using a penny farthing, is she?
Not that I'm aware of. Right?
That's the bicycle with the big wheel in the front.
Oh. I thought they were fat bikes.
Oh no, that's what you want to get.
I'm still looking. You know, I sent an email out to one of the bike shops. And it's like, hey, I'm a big deal on the internet. Give me a bike for free, so I can promote your business.
Yeah.
I haven't heard a reply yet, so you know, I'm holding out still. You know, maybe
You need that bottom third for fat bikes. Fatbikes.org.
Need something.
Yeah.
Dan, you were this close to going to Cold Lake, Alberta.
This close.
This close.
Yeah.
And I'm reading a story here on CBC about the notorious Fort McMurray apartment complex.
I lived in Fort McMurray as a kid, though, but I did live there for 3 years.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, yeah. My dad went there chasing big telephone money because, like all other businesses, they need to contract out people to take care of all their phone services, among other things. So he was living up there in sort of like a portable style housing. Well, not him. We were. And he was working or doing stuff for both Suncor and Syncrude, I think, at the time.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
So what's going with this this crazy place?
Well, this place here, what was this called here? It's called known as the River Park Glen.
Oh, that place.
Yeah.
So now it's the crime-free multi-housing certification.
There's like a seal of approval. Does it like have like the Hamburglar behind bars or something?
I guess so. I don't know. I guess one of many properties is crime-free, but I don't know.
How? It's like saying now with extra oxygen. How do you get that sort of like what?
Yeah, I don't get it either, and I don't know. It's like, yeah, we evicted people and the calls went down.
You know, my life has been not stolen in the past 5 years, so I need a nice little sticker on there saying not stolen. What?
I think this place was pretty notorious for having like a lot of trouble.
Okay.
Murders, suicides, overdoses.
Lots of Maritimers losing their shit.
I think
having to move back.
No, they're taking it the wrong way. They should take advantage of the situation and say, now extra haunted. Think about that. People want to live in, especially the hipsters. Sorry, I know I'm alienating your hipster.
It's okay.
But living in a house where it's like, you have Ghostwatch 2016. Cameras everywhere. There's those infrared cameras and cold spots and things like that. I mean, they'd be making mint off that. Murder house. Come to us. We get the murder house.
Yeah.
Too risque.
You had to get a guy from here to go out and clean up the place.
I just finished watching John Wick again, so yeah, they have the cleaners in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. I was watching Hercules, not The Rock. Hercules, the other guy that nobody talks about, the one that came out 2 months.
Oh, a movie. Okay.
No, the movie that came out like 2 months before The Rock Hercules.
Which was terrible.
I forget what it was in. Anyway, I skipped through most of it, and it's like I just want to see him kick ass, and very disappointed. I did watch. Jeez, there was much stuff on Netflix that came out today. Oh, I watched Godzilla, the 2014 U.S. Godzilla movie.
You never saw that one?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
You know why you have to see that, eh?
Well, I had seen it. I watched it again.
Oh, but do you know why you have to re-see it again?
Why?
Because that director is the one who's directing Rogue One or whatever, the new Star Wars story.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Gareth something or other.
Oh, yeah. Well, I noticed that the two leads, the male and female lead, were the Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch in the last Avengers movie.
No shit.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. Hey, those two look familiar.
Huh.
Yeah, watch it again.
I think I watch it.
Yeah.
I tell you, Netflix, man. I've been watching Kong. They have
whoa. I know of Kong because the kids are watching it. You're not watching Kong because you want to. It's because somebody else in the house is watching Kong.
Somebody else is watching Kong. But you know what? I'm starting to figure out how
Terrible.
Netflix works. So let's take the drama from Heidi, the Heidi cartoon.
Which is terrible as well. Badly
terrible,
dubbed.
but man,
Badly dubbed.
but just drama. Let's take drama, and then let's get bionics, dinosaurs, and a giant gorilla. Put those two together. All right, here we go. Here's the show. Netflix, 12 episodes. Go.
Is that one French produced like some of the other ones?
Heidi?
Because I don't know if Netflix is getting a super discount on all these French. I don't mean like Quebec French. I'm talking about like European French cartoons that are just redubbed for an English audience. And then
Heidi.
for pennies a dollar, they put them on Netflix.
Yeah, no, yeah. Like we were watching. Man, we were watching.
There was a spy one that was on for a while. I forget what it was.
There was Vicky the Viking too.
The mermaid one where the three girls.
The mermaid.
They're all terrible.
There was a few. Yeah, there was a few. But
it's usually like a female starring cast, the nerdy boyfriend that helps them out, and then like usually the school's usually working against them. That seems to be the formula they use for all of them. It's terrible. Terrible.
Mike doesn't have to worry about this. His kids are all in university.
Yeah.
Maybe he's watching it. I don't know. Do you like that sort of stuff, Mike?
No.
Are you watching Daredevil season 2? Which, by the way,
What's that?
Yeah.
Daredevil season 2. Elektra storyline, but the rest. Well, actually, not necessarily the Elektra. The hand storyline.
Yeah, the hand is useless, but I kind of like what they were doing with Elektra. I loved what they were doing with Punisher.
Oh, he was phenomenal. What are that?
Yeah, episode 3. That was where Daredevil was chained around the chimney.
Yes, yeah.
That was to me one of the best episodes of the season.
Because that was also the one where he broke out and that fight scene down the stairwell.
Yes, that was like Mike. Netflix Daredevil season 2, episode 3.
All right, I'll write it down.
Go watch it.
Yeah.
I think done.
Just like a murder hotel, it gets his seal of approval.
Hey, let's do another round of what we're drinking tonight. No people watching tonight because watching live because it's damn nice out here in Nova Scotia. I'm drinking from Garrison the Hop Buoy American APA 6.5%. It's going down. It's taking its time. Mainly because wasn't at work today, and I got back. I was working my Dutch oven, so I was working I did a beautiful shredded pork, butternut squash, apple, kind of and raisin kind of casserole thing going on. Fantastic. I'll do a video on this. It came off. Only problem, it took 4 hours to make. So in those 4 hours, out back in the sun, in the heat, I ended up drinking quite a few beers. And
again, there was a lack of an invite. I'm just saying.
Well, I believe you were like in a uniform working. I can't remember.
Yeah, well, there's that. But
yeah,
I mean,
that too. All right.
I also believe as a public servant, I have to help serve the public. So
True. Yeah. You can help. Yes, you can help me deliver some beer. All right, well, I'll get you next time. Hey, maybe we can do a Facebook Live. Bring one of your devices. We'll do a Facebook Live, 4-hour live stream.
Yeah. Actually, there's another one that I was noticing. It's called Smile something or other. It's another sort of live streaming one, but it seems like it's like look at the ones that are like TMZ uses it and a couple other sort of sports channels use it, but it's also meant to be used for the masses too. It's not just for like high-end stuff. But the production quality or the tools that they give you to actually produce something looks really good. Where the fact that it also allows for people to call in as well into the video chat stream, but you as the host of it get to control for people popping in and out. So it looks really. I'll get the name of that and I'll.
No, definitely. No, because I tried out the Facebook Live a few days ago, last Saturday actually.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can remember what that one's called.
Yeah, Mike, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm slowly working on my Pilsner. I got a bit of a cold, mate, so I'm almost, hate to say it, not in the mood for a beer.
Yeah, because you're not feeling well. You're getting that.
What?
Oh, Mike's,
Just
you're
got
not
a head
feeling
cold.
good. That head cold. I gotta say, in the household currently, there is some sinus stuff going on.
Yeah.
Not me. I've been keeping up with my alcohol consumption. That will kill any viruses. Those who do not drink alcohol, they're not feeling so good.
No.
Dan, what are you drinking today?
Well, first before it's the channel's called Smile Time.
Okay.
So check out Smile Time and see if they have sort of like a system they might want where, again, you have it looks like a lot more control of the content of not only what's on screen but also people calling in and entering in and out into the video chat. But I digress. Boxing Rock, Wild Axe, Down the Pipe, totally done, fantastic. Really like it as a light summer fare. Moved on to a good old familiar name.
Oh, OFB.
OFB in my belly. So I'm working on that right now. Fantastic. And if I still have time, there's some Crown Royal rye, Northern Rye upstairs.
Yes, I know.
Which I've been enjoying a lot.
Well, you know what? I noticed on the shelves on the liquor store, the Crown Royal Rye, the world's best whiskey from a few months ago, is back on shelves.
Mm-hmm. For a good price, too.
For a good price. And I had bought a bottle when the news came out and everybody was rushing. All of a sudden, I'm a fan of Crown Royal Rye. Buying it. And you know what? I'm like you, Dan. It is a damn good whiskey.
Friend of mine, he had to go to Ontario, and he brought a couple bottles with him to Ontario because apparently they can't get it over there.
Ooh.
So,
Which is ironic.
I was going to say, if you have any buddies in Ontario, do them a favor and ship them a bottle.
Well, I ironically is made in Gimli, Winnipeg, in Manitoba, outside of Winnipeg. Mm-hmm. Where I will maybe be going in a couple months for my little visit. Folks, if you're for this thing, the InReach, I might be going again, visiting a few people, showing them, preaching the good word about the InReach. But I might have to take some time to go to Gimli, go to the plant, Crown Royal, where they actually distill, and bring a lot more with me. But I'm with you, Dan. You know what, the rye, I'm not a huge fan of rye, but there has been a few items, beer-wise and with the rye whiskey from Crown Royal, where I actually enjoy it. I like the spiciness, and when let's say you drink it straight, that's fine. When you mix it with your Coke, whatever, it just brings it to the next level, and it's like, wow. This is actually really good. I can just sip this. Not like putting down Bacardi or whatever, where it just tastes like syrup or whatever. It's a nice flavor profile to it.
Yeah, it's not like having Buckley's. It's actually pretty decent.
Yeah. Mike, did you get were you able to get the Crown Royal Rye whiskey? Oh, did Mike freeze? He's frozen at the fact that...
I think the taxation now in Newfoundland, he's only allowed to be online a certain amount of time, and then he calls back the other portion.
That's right. Now, bye-bye coax, now you're down to baud modems. 2,400 baud.
Oh, you're splurging, man. I remember my first one being a 300 baud. 300 baud modem. The time where you put the receiver onto the little suction.
Yeah. You remember when it was a 64K? You had to open up your computer, your 286 computer, to put in the card. You had to rearrange the cards because circuitry was a little too big, and
get your IRQ set. Make sure it doesn't conflict with other ones.
Oh my
Set
God.
your dip switches on it.
Oh Jesus! Wow, those were the days. Mike, you're back with us. I thought Mike was back. He was moving for a bit there. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. Or I remember the Olympic Games, Winter Olympic Games, for
Oh,
like Commodore 64 or whatever it was, where you did the luge, you went down the luge and you had to like basically do the line.
well, going back to that, if you remember the old Atari console systems where you had the big joystick with the big like the rubberized black box with just the one stick and the one orange button on it, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you do the Olympic Games where you have the track and field, and the key to it is that you would slide the joystick between your fingers, right? Because the point of it for running is like you're supposed to just switch it back and forth as fast as you can, just to emulate, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, so such and such. So you put it between your fingers, so that way you just kind of like shake your hand like this, like you're having a seizure,
Yeah.
and that actually gets you the cadence you need to like break world records. Yes, I spent a lot of time as a kid playing.
A lot of time playing.
Like 4-bit arcade.
No, I was playing Jumpman Junior. I was playing
Joust.
Dwarf. Yeah, I wasn't playing Joust. I played a little bit of pole position. Playing that. Dig Dug.
Dig Dug.
Well, was it not Pitfalls, but yeah, Pitfalls.
Yeah, Pitfall. Yep. That would be the Intellivision.
Yeah. What was the Atari one? The you swung on vines. The whole.
That was still Pitfall.
Was that Pitfall?
Yeah, I think that was also on the Atari.
Yeah.
Just tell me that you didn't have E.T.
No. Actually, we didn't have the Atari at all. I had to go to friends' houses to play it.
We had the ColecoVision, which is awesome because I had the little touchpad, and you get the little plastic sleeve that you put inside there, so that you could almost like a template change what the touchpad would do.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And then did you get like the printer so you can like print letters out?
Oh God, no. We weren't made out of money. I mean, at the time, like a ColecoVision for like $1982 was like $350.
That was insane.
At that time,
Yeah.
brutal. That's like buying an Xbox nowadays for like $2,000.
Speaking of which, I'm staring at my PS3, which is right here, right next to the. I have not sparked this thing on. I have no idea what game is inside because I don't take out discs. I have no idea. There's dust. There's a layer of dust. I have no idea. I used to be very big into console gaming. Remember getting the Sega Genesis, the Dreamcast. I was playing the little Pokemon game on that little controller memory thing.
What
was it called?
Oh my God! Is it QEMU?
Yeah. It was so what it was.
It's like a Tamagotchi, really.
Yeah. So you had for Dreamcast, it looked very much like a Xbox controller. But in the middle, you had a slot where you can put an extra memory cartridge, and you had an LED screen, and you plug it in. And they tried to do a couple different things with it. You can do like plays with NFL and all that stuff. But anyway, you could slide it out, and there was a game for like Tanamaguchi or like taking care of a
Shenmue.
Yeah, stuff like that. So anyway. And of course, what was the fighting game there? Soul Calibur.
Soul
Calibur.
Yeah,
that was my favorite game.
Also, thing to note about the Dreamcast, that was actually the very first console that actually had a broadband adapter.
Yes, and what was really neat about that is that the operating system was on the disk. So when the disk booted up, it essentially loaded up Windows, but the operating system was on the disk when it loaded up, so you would always get the latest version of the OS. It's just a damn shame that console didn't quite take off there, but man, I enjoyed Soul Calibur and NFL. I think they had an NFL game, football game.
Yeah, the NFL Blitz, I think was it. I watched a documentary about it. It was really fascinating. It was talking about the demise of Sega and how they bet everything on the Dreamcast. And the Dreamcast was a phenomenal system.
It was kick-ass system.
But they made one singular critical failure on that. They didn't include a DVD player. And they didn't include a DVD player where the Sony PS2 did. And the Sony PS2 with the DVD player went gangbusters in Japan. And then when they brought it over to the US, people were like, well, I can get a Dreamcast or I can get a DVD player for the house in the PS2. And that literally is the reason why it killed the Dreamcast.
And how much time did the Dreamcast have on top of the PS2?
Not that much. There was a lot of delays involved. Not that much.
Because I got my Dreamcast. I'm trying to remember, 98, 99, 99, 2000, whatever it came out. I'm trying to think when I actually spent that $300, not on a console, but on a DVD player. DVD player. Went to Future Shop. Got a fucking huge thing for DVD player. Trying to remember here. I know you're looking it up now, but.
Sorry, no, I've been looking up for that little thing you're talking about, the Tamagotchi thing. It's a VMU.
Yes, VMU.
Video memory unit. Actually, I should probably show my screen so you can see. I'll do a screen share so you can see what I was looking at. There we go. So it's right down there. So this is, of course, like a third-party one, but these are what we're talking about. So this thing would slide directly into the controller there in that little window, and then in that screen would be like a black and white LCD that would show your character's life or whatever. But then you could pull that out of your controller and do Tamagotchi-like things with the games that are stored on there. So it was pretty revolutionary at the time.
Oh, it was actually, and it's funny. I had sold it to my once I was done with the terminal, the console. I sold it to my cousin for at cost or whatever, $200, $300, whatever, or a discount. Anyway, he flipped it for like $700. Found some sucker in the college residence, whatever. But it was just hilarious. Mike, you're back with us. Your Newfoundland quota. They refreshed it.
Yeah, there's a 40-minute time limit between 8 and 11.
We thought you didn't pay your taxes and they're already clawing back on you.
Yeah, the internet levy. Had it completely shut down and start up again. I don't know what happened.
So they opened up a new trail in Long Lake, and let me try to bring it up here for those of you who are. Can I bring it up? Where is it? I have no.
You have the power. You can do it.
I don't think I can bring it up here. Anyway, Long Lake, which is in Nova Scotia, there's a lot of parks. Well, basically, when people die, they happen to own property, they give it to the government, make it a park. So government has like hundreds of properties, your day use, picnic sites, parks. They're not interested in, they don't make any money, but yet people just give them to them. So Long Lake was one of them, Long Lake Provincial Park, which is, I forget the name of the road, but if you're heading out towards Piggy's Cove, you're driving kind of behind it here. With a lot of these provincial parks, it's just a boundary. There's no parking lot, there's no signs, there's no trails. So Long Lake was one of them. And it looks like they built a 5-kilometer trail, multi-use trail. So it's like 8-foot wide gravel swath that they just did. And they opened up today.
So is there anything that's going to be really enticing hikers and walkers if it's just a big gravel swath? I mean, what's the big draw to it?
Well, I think where it starts, it's at the Spryfield area, where you actually do have a little bit of a parking lot or a parking area. A lot of these lands used to be old farmlands, so they just put gravel on an old cart road or agricultural road. So it was cut and stuff. So they just put that extra 6 inches of crusher dust to make it. So it will probably get more people to get out there. I'm looking forward to it because there's not a lot of areas that you can actually get in there. there's a few spots, but having a 5 kilometer stretch to cut through and at least get people in there is pretty neat. Even though it'll probably cover most of the existing roadway, that's fine. That's my thoughts on that.
No, I haven't tried to. I mean, the only real parkish area that I try to use is Shuby Park. That seems to be the go-to, but that's simply because it's close to us. And at the time when we did have a dog, we'd go down because they had that really nice off-leash area at Shuby.
Yeah. Yeah, and I go there too. The off-leash part with the dude, at least once a week, so that we can enjoy it. Actually, Buddy was the dog was pretty stressed out today. I said, Buddy, I had a very busy morning. I had dropped the little one to daycare. I went to the gym, pushed some iron for like an hour, and then I said to the dog, came back here, told the dog, dude, we're gonna go take a bath. And he was like, oh, okay, let's go in the car. So we go in the car. I said, let's go see the vet. Got some tick medication, weighed him. I said, hey, guess what, buddy? We're going to go take a bath. And so, yeah, let's go get some treats. So we're going to go. We went, and it's like, hey, dude, it's time for me to lift you up, put you in the tub. I got the vet shampoo for whatever, your itching or whatever. Washed the dog. Took a while. Holy smokes. He did not like that at all. So, I figured he won't want to go out for a walk afterwards. He'll be like dead tired from that experience. So, sure enough, that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So, one thing I was going to say, I was reading up, and this was that the movie Theaters Association, like all the various ones, like your AMCs and whatnot in the Americas, have this meeting together, and they're coming up new, fresh ideas to entice your millennial customers and whatnot. And the AMC CEO was trying to find a way to introduce texting-able theaters so that millennials can text during the movies undisturbed. And it received so much ire from people saying, fuck off, for lack of a better term. It's like, texting should not happen during the theater.
No.
What are you thinking? So I'm assuming that everybody else that listens to this would probably be in agreement of texting in a theater being the worst idea. It's like, why don't you just have like a sex bathhouse in the theater at the same time while you're at it too? If you're just going to be distracting people from the movie.
Yeah, let's just add some stingrays to just suck it all in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, one last little thing before we call it a night. It's been a year, and we talked about this in the Hangout. People going to the rocks at Piggy's Cove. And a year later, mommy and daughter, girlfriend, went back to Piggy's Cove. This was a story where somebody went too close to the rocks, got killed, made us think about it, and they added a few more signs. I was there last week. They added a few more signs. They did it's a little bit more clear, but I mean, you're always gonna have these idiots right here. And
this wasn't the push for the fencing around the site, is it?
No, yeah. Well, they wanted a fence, but they ended up with these signs right here. And so there's a lot of these signs around off the parking lot. But, I don't know. There's always going to be dummies.
Every area's got a place like that. Cape Spear here is the same way.
It's just like in the Toronto Zoo where that woman
Yeah.
actually jumped into actually trying to retrieve her hat from a tiger pen.
Oh my God, that was crazy. Mike, you talking about Cape Spear, Signal Hill? There was a car that fell off the cliff a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, about 3 weeks ago now, there was a report of a woman driving erratically around the parking lot for about 20 minutes. And by the time the police got up there, she was after driving out over the top of it. And it was, I think, about 100 feet, 200 feet or so down the cliff. And she was thrown out of the vehicle. The vehicle was demolished. And I don't know really what happened there, but she had to break through a chain gate to get to where she was.
Wow.
So,
And we talk about Signal Hill all the time and stuff like that, but Mike, how big is how high is it? Like how like I'm gonna throw up some pictures here.
I'm thinking.
And Mike froze.
That tax in
Ah.
Newfoundland's killing us.
Right.
Mike's back.
So can you repeat that, Mike?
Yeah, well, yeah, repeat that. You kind of froze out.
Yes.
Oh my God, he's still like frozen.
Ugh.
But you can see in this picture, look at Signal Hill, and there's the cliff. Look at that little car on the right side of the picture.
Jesus.
I mean, frick. There's a whole bunch of these. And then that's what Mike was saying there. She was there's some of the damage there and going off the cliff and stuff. Where's the here's a good picture.
Oh, I think I'm back.
Yeah,
Oh, you're back.
There you go.
There we go. Just repeat what you said last 2 minutes.
I think it was probably about 300 or 400 feet high. I could be wrong on that. Maybe one of my next videos I could do a quick tour of the thing.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
It's a really nice hike around there.
I mean, it's gorgeous, but then until you see cars just dangling from the side of the cliff.
Yeah, like I'm back at the tower. That's where the parking lot is, and there's a gun battery to the left at the top where you see the policeman there. And there's no parking lot anywhere near that, so like you got to try to get out there.
So that I'm stumpified because I don't know what words to use here. How does someone find them in a situation where they're careening down the side of a cliff?
You'd probably have to try it very hard.
So we're gonna try and protect against stupidity.
But she
Yeah.
she may have, person may have wanted to go off the cliff. And,
Yeah, I think that's what happened. It wasn't really reported, but I think that's what happened. I mean, to break through a gate and go that way, you're not looking for a parking spot.
No.
I mean, it's pretty sad, right? But
No.
she did survive. I don't know how she made out. There was no
Wow.
news after, but yeah, couldn't have been very good. I mean, she got thrown out somewhere along the way, right?
Mm.
So
Crazy.
pretty sad.
Crazy. All right, boys. I think we'll cap it off for tonight. We're getting close to the 1 hour segment, folks. We'll put this on podcast. Make sure you rate and review on iTunes. We'll eventually be out on Google Play. I got the email the other day, so I'll just need to get the feed on that. And we're going to do the bi-weekly schedule for the next little while. I'd like to thank the panelists, Dan and Mike, for joining me tonight. And we'll do this again in 2 weeks' time. Good meeting, boys.
Spay and neuter your pets.